Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing today? Welcome back. My name is Stacey. If you're new here, I'm an infidelity coach, and I help women and men alike heal from their infidelity, learn how to end an affair, and prevent relapse. So if you have any questions about me and signing up for one-on-one coaching, all the information will be in the description box. And let's jump right into today's video. Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about real love versus affair love. So I do get this question a lot, and I notice it at certain phases that my clients are in when they'll, get to this question. Was it real love, or was it a fantasy, or was I just fooling myself? And so I wanted to take some time today and answer that answer that question, give you some of my thoughts about what I think real love is compared to what affair love is, how my opinion of the two has changed over the last 10 years, how I see things a little bit differently. So I want to share them with you guys. So if this is something that interests you, stick around. All right, let's get in it. So what is love? Now, most people define love as a feeling. I feel like I love you, and this is where marriages get in trouble. I'll just throw this in, is when we say, I don't think I'm in love with you anymore, but I love you. So we get hung up on that romantic stage of love, that feeling, that high, without understanding that love has a path that it follows. So feelings of love, feeling that adoration and that excitement towards someone is completely normal. It's wonderful. God put it in us because I believe without the emotional part of it, we wouldn't want to connect. We wouldn't want to join with someone. We wouldn't want to form a relationship on a deeper, intimate level. But that's not all that love is. Love is also a choice. Love is also an action. Love also involves forgiveness and patience and things like that. But we'll get into that. So what I want to tell you about is what I have learned about love, like actual love, is that it does have 5 stages that it flows through, and I like to call it the path that love follows. So the first stage is the honeymoon stage, and this is when we are so excited. We are ecstatic. Dopamine is at its high. We're just, we're just in it. They're our everything. They become our soulmate. We want to spend all of our time together. And this is also where we see red flags, but we willfully decide to not look at them because we love how we're feeling so much. So we close our eyes to that, and we just start building a relationship. Now, stage 2 is the settling in stage. And this is the part where infatuation with that person starts to fade. You start to just see them for who they are, and you start to learn things about them. Now, the third stage is the disappointment, the learning, and the growth stage, meaning that those red flags you saw in the beginning are starting to become more apparent. You're starting to learn some things about yourself. You're starting to get disappointed because your love interest was once up here and now they're down here. You had them on a pedestal and they couldn't do no wrong. Now you're starting to see some flaws as time goes on, maybe some character issues you don't like, just different types of things. You're seeing some things in yourself that you might not like. And you you can have that power struggle at that time as well. Now, the 4th stage is the comfortable stage. And this is where you become comfortable with each other, where you've gotten over that hump of, oh my gosh, the glasses are off and I can see all your flaws and you have some annoying little habits, but now I'm okay. I can deal with that. We're learning how to grow together as a couple. And now I'm starting to feel content, and I'm starting to, most importantly, have emotional stability in this stage. Now, number 5 is the unconditional love stage. And this is where our feelings for our spouse do not change because of ups and downs. Meaning, hey, if you have a bad day and you explode on me, I still love you. Now, let me just insert here. I don't believe in living in physical abusive relationships. So if you feel like you're in danger or something like that, then you seek help. You don't, have to stay in that. That's my belief. But when I talk about unconditional love is, if your partner comes home and they had a bad day and they scuff at you, or they are too tired and they don't want to, go on a date night, or whatever, they do that could upset you, we forgive them, we offer them grace, and we just keep, we keep moving on with life. We keep growing and we adjust to the situation. But to get to that unconditional love stage, each individual has to become mature within themselves. They have to learn what love is, and they have to learn how to be in a healthy relationship. So now that is love. That is the path that love follows. And I believe that most people who fall in love, they have that stage. That's how the relationship progresses. And that's where you want to get to, is that unconditional stage where you're still stable, even if your partner is, kind of out of whack a little bit, or you're just having off times. You still know how to come back together, communicate effectively. You're both secure within yourselves. You know how to be interdependent. You're not codependent. You've got all that stuff worked out. So with that said, I want to talk about a fair love. Now, I believe that a fair love, you still go through a couple of the stages, so you still have the same feelings. So you go into the honeymoon stage where, you fall in love and dopamine is high and all of that, and you don't look at red flags. We talked about that. If you missed that video, I'll link it up here somewhere. We don't talk about red flags, but we're getting to know each other. We're enjoying each other, the passion, the connection, all of that's high, and it's exciting, and it's a rush. And I want to point out in this stage that you can extend that period of the honeymoon stage if you are having an affair. So basically the honeymoon stage in a normal free relationship where nobody has other commitments, then that high stage can last anywhere from 6 to 18 months. But I believe that when you're having an affair, you can extend that high for a little bit, because infidelity is intoxicating in itself. The stolen moments here is sneaking around here in the beginning, okay? In the beginning, it's toxic. It's like, oh my God, I got out of the house for 2 minutes, and then you're full of all this passion, and it's, it's driven by sneaking around and all of that. So you can extend that, and another way you extend it is because you don't spend a lot of time together, and you don't get to see each other in reality mode, like mom, dad, kids, that whole thing. It's, even if you do, now I've had clients where they've spent a lot of time with their affair partners, they actually got to take trips and stuff. But in my opinion, even if you get to spend that much time with them, you still are not able to learn them on a level that you would if you were in a free relationship, if you were married. There's still parts of them that you don't know because you don't see them every day. You don't see them behind closed doors on a daily basis. And that's just my opinion. That's how I feel about that. So you prolong that stage. Now, the second stage is the settling in stage. And this is where we desire to want to commit. In an affair, we want to commit. It's like, okay, we're getting to know each other. Time is passing. I want a commitment. I want some promises. And there's a little bit of pressure on both sides, maybe, or maybe one on the other, to leave the spouse. And it's, okay, are you going to leave them for me, or are we going to wind up getting together? And that can become a power struggle in and of itself, where, it's like, I'm not leaving, or I can't leave. And, so the relationship starts to really take a toll on, on that couple. In my opinion, affairs don't get to the last two stages. We never truly can feel stable in an affair because we know it could end at any time. And to really be able to enjoy love and to enjoy a relationship, we need to go through all of these stages. We need to get to that place where there's unconditional love. And with infidelity, it's conditional. Love is conditional, meaning as long as we can keep this hidden, as long as I can keep it a secret, then I'm good. I will stay. Everything's fine. But the minute someone finds out, things change. You know, you can also, and I'll give you an example. If someone finds out about the affair, someone's spouse, and they say, well, I don't have that much time to spend with you anymore because my wife's found out. Or I don't want to do these things anymore. I don't want to meet for sex, or whatever it is. It's still conditional. And love, when you love someone, and I'm not saying that the feelings of love is not there, but to really experience love at its deepest level that God created us to feel, it's not conditional, and it really shouldn't be spread out between more than one spouse. You know, you're torn when you are in love with your affair partner, and then you have your husband. You're torn, and you don't want to stay in that state. That's not real love. Love is conditional. So with infidelity, I like to look at this verse. Okay, I like to go back to the Bible and see what God really says about love. So I had to do this because I wanted to learn where I was going wrong, because I know I wasn't perfect. I know I probably wasn't giving my husband everything he needed. So in 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8, it gives the definition of what real love. And I'm sure most of us has heard it, you know, love is kind, love is patient. But in making this video, one phrase really stuck out to me, and it says, love is not self-seeking. And infidelity is very self-seeking, because for me, I really wasn't concerned about what my affair partner was feeling. I was concerned about how he was making me feel. So basically, I'm gonna take, and not give anything back to you. You know, it's like I'm worried about what you're giving me more than you're worried about what I'm giving you. And in a healthy relationship, it should be equal, you know. So I take care of my husband's needs, he takes care of mine, it's reciprocated. We're both loving each other. But with infidelity, the mindset is completely different. And since we mirror each other, since we attract the wounds that we have, meaning we're not attracting the partner that we really want, we're attracting someone that's like us, someone with the same wounds, someone with the same traumatic childhood possibly. So that's what we're attracting, and that's who we have. So we're mirroring each other. So you can guarantee that the selfish level of infidelity is at its highest, it's at its peak. So when you're so self-centered, so self-focused on give me, the relationship is not really based on what real love is, not real love, not the unconditional love that it takes to make a marriage work in the long term. The feelings may be there, but the foundation of love is not there. And especially with infidelity, it's not built on God's word. So it's like if you built your house on sand, you know, you're building this relationship on sand, and as soon as the storm comes, it's going to get washed out. So as soon as the wife or the husband finds out, what happens to the relationship? It just crumbles. It just falls. So to build a strong foundation on love, then it has, you know, for me, it starts with the word of God and what he says. That's the foundation that I want. And learning that love is not just a feeling also helps to maintain that the stages of love and get you to that conditional love that we really want to, that unconditional love that we really want to be at. I don't know about you, but I want to be in a relationship that's emotionally stable. I don't want to have in the back of my mind that this guy could leave me at any time, or if we got together, he's going to cheat on me, or I'm going to cheat on him. He's probably thinking that about me. He's probably thinking, this girl cheated on her husband with me. She's probably going to cheat on me. We're both going to cheat on each other, most likely. And I don't want that. That's not the kind of life I want. So I want to give you guys some homework. If you like homework, if you're like a school nerd like me, and you like to do some homework, some thought-provoking questions, I want to give you a question. I will leave it in the description box, and if you feel like it, just answer it down below. Let me know what you think. But I want to know, what is your definition of love? Because everyone's definition of love is different, because we see love differently. We perceive love depending on how we grew up. Some people grew up in abusive homes, you know, so that distorts their view of love. So there's all kinds of different definitions, but what is your definition of love, and what would you like it to be? Think about those things, especially if you're having an affair. Stop for a moment and think about it. Your feelings for them, your feelings of love for them might be there, but is it enough of a strong foundation to carry you through the stages to get you to that unconditional love? Think about all of these questions, and let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I will talk to you again soon. Bye.